little something called Customer Corner. So Customer Corner is a segment we do at the end of every Are You Done Yet podcast, and talk about conversations we've had recently with customers, not mentioning any names specifically, but scenarios that you might be able to relate to, things that we're helping others with. So a couple have come to mind that are pretty cool, and we are having a lot of them lately. But basically on the same tip, so Power Apps, right? Got a customer that came to us that kind of dipped their toe in the water on Power Apps a little bit, low code, no code. And they want us to come in and sort of take a look at what they've built. And then they have some other ideas for apps that they want to build. So that's one way we're thinking about that. And we're going to work with that customer. And we're meeting them where they are. So it's not that we're creating something completely from scratch. They've actually gotten started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, another one that comes to mind is we were talking with a customer about, and they've launched an initiative to try to do some of the things that we just got demoed today. They're trying to increase productivity through keeping people in the central work area. Now, they weren't really thinking of it in the Teams area, but I think now that we've discussed it with them, they may be thinking in that direction. But they're trying to just keep the work experience more concentrated and tie the work data elements together so that they don't have to go hunting for stuff all over the place. And this is a large healthcare organization. It's one of the largest in the country. So you can think, they have hundreds or thousands of project managers managing many thousands, maybe 10,000 or more projects across the board. Just a small productivity increase for all of those folks can, their internal costing structure. I think they told us their project managers, they cost them out at like $120 something an hour internally. And that's not an external consultant, right? That's an actual cost of your employee. You save just a little bit of time or productivity.
Starts to add up really quick.
It adds up to some serious productivity savings. And even better than that, it's not just that you're saving the time so that the project managers can concentrate or work managers can concentrate on something else. It's the quality of what they're doing because they can spend more time on it, and because the data and results are so much more predictable because it's all standardized. The quality of what you are managing is going to go way up. So the human element of the work and project management, where you have to come in and make decisions, it's going to be exponentially better than it would be if you're spending most of your time hunting around things and then getting things into a central kind of standard data format and then trying to make the decision. It's one of the things we've talked about for years with customers is try to stop focusing or spending all of your time on where are we and really focus on what do we do about where we're at. When you find that, this thing's over budget or this risk has been identified or this is off schedule or whatever, now spend the human time on doing that and try to let the technology do the rest.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Guys, we're seeing a lot of people wanting to either upgrade to Project Server to 2019 or go online, and that's not that's not something that's a small part of our conversation. That's a pretty big chunk of the conversations that we're having. Because what's happening is these folks are on 2010, they're on 2013, and then you've got the end of life for 2010 coming up in April.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we're happy to help with that. We look at the tool set kind of in a renewed way. Project Online is a very viable product and is still the best project portfolio the most comprehensive project portfolio management solution on the Microsoft platform.
Absolutely. Like we said, we can actually tie it in with this type of solution as well, which is a thing of beauty, right? Because it allows you to take advantage of the Teams experience and the standardized experience and some standardizing of the data and move it into the CDS and potentially integrate it with other sources as well then. Because the CDS, one of the great things about it, and we haven't mentioned it on this call, I don't think, is that it also has, I think, 400 or something connectors, guys. I mean, it's the extensibility of apps that now have data in the CDS is almost becoming unlimited what you can do with it.
Yep.
Another one, real quick, and I think this is the last one we'll have time for, integration. So, Matt, last time you were on on the podcast, we had talked extensively about our relationship, our strategic partnership with TaskTop as an integration hub. And we've since, in the last 2 weeks, you and I have both been in demonstrations where we've taken a customer through the journey of connecting Project Online or Project Server to Azure DevOps. And the basic use case is the same. I want to have an overall portfolio view into what's going on, but then some of my work is managed in Agile and in Azure DevOps as, functions or features that I'm building in, which are part of a larger product story. And I want to roll them all up together into one reporting structure.
Right.
Yeah. So TaskTop Integration Hub is the tool that we're putting forward there, and it's been well received.
Yeah, and it's nice because again, I think I said this before. It's SaaS based, so no random stuff you have to install somewhere. It's spun up and there you go. It's pretty WYSIWYG in terms of, oh, I can drag one of these, I can add one of those. It's pretty intuitive to how you'd operate to create your models to integrate to, and that's pretty substantial. And it's very robust and polished and finished in terms of a platform. It's not just a point-to-point solution. It is that model integration. And because it's a model-based integration, you're not talking A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. You're talking A to model, B to model, C to model, D to model, and everyone adds what they need to the model and takes what they need from the model, and it's all working in the same place. So you're not having to go around in circles, make all these different connections. They're just all in this. It's just,
it's all right there. And you can apply
like talking in teams. If I need to have a conversation with Mike, I can have a conversation with Mike. If I need a conversation with Bryan, I can have a conversation with Bryan. However, that's a pain because now I have this conversation with Mike. Mike has the same conversation with Bryan, and I have a different conversation. It's a lot of talking. Where if we were all just in the same team, I can go, here's my idea, go.
Yeah,
everybody sees it, everybody does it.
With TaskTop, it might be that Bryan's speaking French and I'm speaking
Sure,
Spanish.
And it just comes out in the language I wanted already
done. It comes out in the language you want. I mean, that's the way I've heard it described, the Flow Integrator there, the Integration Hub.
That's true. All up value stream management. So it goes back to a great episode we had in episode 7 with Carmen Diardo from TaskTop, where he talked about the benefits of visualizing the entire flow and stream of basically from, either, defect or issue or, task item all the way through to completion and product and innovation being given to the end user, to the customer.